Exactly. High school years. A lot of people, you're in your teens, driving, drinking, all that kind of stuff.
Well,
Make
teens.
yourself at home. Make yourself comfortable.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Teens was kind of hard
Yeah.
because they moved me. They took me out of Kenosha
Okay.
in 8th grade, right after I graduated from grade school.
Uh-huh.
And we moved to St. Germain, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. Way up
From
north.
Kenosha.
Uh-huh.
From a city to the end of the world.
Uh-huh.
And for the whole summer waiting to start my freshman year, where I knew nobody, I stayed in the house.
Really?
And I wore this big yellow floppy hat because I didn't like my grandparents, because we lived with my grandparents.
Uh-huh.
And every time they were building a road to the lake, because we had property that was on a lake, and they were building the road. And so they'd all go to work in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And when I would see them coming home for lunch, which lunch was on the same time every day, and then they watched a soap opera. We had one channel.
Okay.
Channel 12.
Right.
The
Right.
Virginal Boys.
Yeah.
And they watched their Days of Our Lives.
Uh-huh.
And would see them coming down the road to come in and eat, and I'd run upstairs because I didn't like my grandparents. And they did not like my hat. So I always wore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I was a freshman in high school and had to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh. Right. Wow.
You know, it sucked.
Uh-huh.
But it was tough for everybody. We
Sure.
were living with my grandparents, and everybody was new, and
Right.
it sucked.
But you did all right, though.
Oh, my
Weren't you like
God.
homecoming queen and
Yes, I was
all that
homecoming
stuff?
queen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and once I got into school,
Your personality took over.
yep, that was the end of it.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I hung out with everybody. I was friends with everyone.
Uh-huh.
You know, the dopers, the athletes, I hung with everybody.
The smart guys, gals, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I was the volleyball champ.
Oh, wow.
After I was homecoming queen,
Uh-huh.
I served a almost perfect game.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
What was it back then? Is it 21 or is
I
it
think so.
16?
Yeah.
Anyway, I served all except the last point
Really?
they got. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Pam Chahdi, the athlete.
Yes, I was.
Fantastic.
Only volleyball, though.
Okay, sure. Well, that takes a lot
I was
of
a
athletics.
captain all 4 years. And
Wow.
yeah, we had a good volleyball team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very disappointed when I graduated and, I moved to Appleton and, well, first Rhinelander,
Uh-huh.
and to get on some city leagues and stuff.
Okay.
And you could just about catch the ball and throw it back.
Right.
And then I was very disappointed and I never played again.
Oh. Wow.
So, yeah. I actually had a letterman's coat and,
Wow.
uh-oh.
Oh. You're going to play the guitar? You play the guitar?
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. Shut up. Well, you're going to play for us later on.
No,
you don't
I'm
have to do it
not.
right now, but
No,
yeah, you're
look
going
at
to.
my nails.
Oh.
I have no strength or no calluses.
Mhm.
I was taught to play guitar by a nun
Really?
in Kenosha, yep.
Wow.
And we played masses and all kinds of stuff. And then my best friend, Tosh,
Uh-huh.
she got a guitar.
Yeah.
And then we started playing, like 4-H and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Wow. I think that'll be a big surprise to a lot of people.
Did I play guitar?
Yeah, and you played volleyball and just stuff that we didn't know about you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
I
one
was
of the reasons.
also Sylvia Goodbody.
What is Sylvia Goodbye?
When I was a sophomore, I
Yeah.
dressed up like an old lady,
Okay.
with an ugly wig and a grandma dress and, like the nylon things that hang around your ankles
Uh-huh.
and put 2 of these puffs on my boobs
Uh-huh.
that were Eagle River's thing
Yeah.
and sang for the homecoming.
Okay.
Got up on the stage and sang. Our principal's name was Walt Mayer.
Okay.
And I got up on stage and sang If I Had a Hair Mayor. Because he was bald.
Yeah.
To If I Had a Hammer.
Sure. Yeah.
And I sang this big old song, If I Had a Hair Mayor, I'd comb it in the morning. And did this whole big thing.
Okay.
That became the start of my popularity, I think. People thought I had a lot of guts for doing that.
Oh, absolutely. Did you get in trouble for that?
No, it was
No.
part of the show.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
So then, from high school, before what? When did you get into the taco business?
Well, first I moved to Rhinelander, went
Okay.
to school there
All right.
at Nicolay, and then I moved to Appleton.
Oh, all right.
And when I finished, I was in the accounting program at Fox Valley Tech.
Okay.
And when I finished that, then I started applying for jobs.
Uh-huh.
And Taco Bell offered me the most money.
Uh-huh.
And my background had all been in restaurants and,
Uh-huh.
and working at resorts. And, I cleaned cabins and
Uh-huh.
I cooked. I don't know if you know this, but I worked at the Clear Blue Lodge in St. Germain.
No.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
For a few years. And it wasn't until they hired me that the owners could leave in the summer.
Oh, okay. Because they could trust you.
Well, right,
To
because
get things done.
I knew how to cook.
Right.
So they would go on Mondays. It was their slowest night of the week.
Okay.
That was their night out. And I would come in and I'd be behind the bar,
Uh-huh.
and I'd seat you and drink you and
Uh-huh.
give you menus.
Uh-huh.
Then I would seat you in the dining room.
Uh-huh.
And then I'd go put the waitress stuff on
Uh-huh.
and come out and take your order.
Wow. Okay.
Then I'd go in the back and put the chef hat on
Uh-huh.
and go cook behind the brick. They had like a bricked out area where their grill was.
Okay.
And I'd cook your meal
Wow.
and serve you and dessert you and butter you and bread you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you would give me $100 tip.
Wow.
No, not quite $100, but I did make a lot of money on
Yeah.
Mondays. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Uh-huh.
Now, why did I get started on that?
Well, we're working our way up to Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started at the Muskie Queen,
Okay.
which was an ice cream shop in St. Germain, which I was naughty.
Yeah.
I was like 15 years old and he'd leave me alone.
Okay.
And he'd go, when you run out of ice cream, shut it down. Okay, like this was when school started and stuff.
Sure.
And I mean, the minute I saw his car turn to go on Highway 70 towards where he lived in Minocqua,
Uh-huh.
I just turned the ice cream machines on and let him run out. Well, I knew I'd never sell another. I knew I'd never make another sale.
Right.
And then I'd just clean it up and go home.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, I was 15
Yeah.
and there by myself.
Right.
So that's his dumb fault.
I guess so.
But anyway, that's where I got started, was the Muskie Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked at the restaurant. Well, oh yeah, I was in Appleton.
Uh-huh.
I graduated in Taco Bell. I applied for a job there. They were looking for an assistant manager.
Was that here in Wausau then? Or?
No, that was in Appleton.
Okay.
And they offered me the most money. It was like $3-something an hour as a manager.
Right.
And I thought I was rich.
Yeah.
And so I started as an assistant manager in Appleton. And what the hell street was that? It was the only one in Appleton for a long time.
Not college. I mean, that's where everything.
No, not College Avenue.
Mhm.
But what's the other one? Wisconsin?
There's Wisconsin. Yep. That's a pretty major street.
Maybe somewhere around there. Well, anyway, it was
Mhm.
Taco Bell.
Okay.
And I worked there for at least a year, I
Mhm.
think. At least. What does that mean?
No, that was just going to sleep.
And then what happened? Did I quit? I can't remember how I got out of there.
Uh-huh.
I think I quit
Okay.
on purpose.
Somebody probably pissed you off.
I'm thinking something happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I was pissed because I was the assistant manager, the third.
Mm-hmm.
There's a manager, then the next one, and then me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got all the bullshit stuff all the time.
Right.
The crap hours, and the being called in all the time and stuff like that. But I don't remember it being